Hey, what's going on, guys? It is a very chilly Wednesday here in San Antonio. It is 6 p.m., November the 7th. I don't know why I keep announcing the date. Welcome to another episode of the Yari Show, where I'm not alone tonight. I have a guest, a special guest on the show. He is one of the hosts of False Count Radio, which you can find pretty much anywhere podcasts are put out. I have Mr. Andrew Carlick. How you doing, Andrew? Absolutely, man. Thank you for accepting to be on the show. So, yeah, because before you came on here, we would communicate on Twitter. Just talk a little wrestling every now and then. Nah, you're actually you're a very chilled and relaxed person. You just happen to, like you told me through a DM, I have opinions. Shocking. Yeah, I guess half and half. Yeah, it's better to talk shit and to, I guess, see what people's reactions are. 'Cause it's very easy to just talk about things that we like, but it's a lot more fun to talk about things that we don't like. Like, for what? Mm. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, exactly. The same thing happened to John Draper. He made that. I don't know if you knew about this. He made that post where he basically just talked about Charlotte. He didn't say anything like outrageous or anything crazy. All he said was she looks like she's got a lot of work done. And the freaking... I think she looks like her dad with titties, but that's another story. And the freaking... Now I can't look at her the same. I already looked at her as her dad, but now... I lost my place. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. The freaking... The White Knights just came after his head. They wanted his head on a silver platter solely based on him saying she's got a lot of work done. He could have easily just said, fuck her, she's ugly, she has a face like a foot with big, giant, cartoon titties. All he said was, she got a lot of work done. Yeah, I wouldn't say I kind of went through it. Maybe I dealt with a couple people, but I kind of had my first taste of, the White Knights, I guess you want to call them, about Marco Stunt, where I basically just put, because I never seen the guy wrestle, I would just hear about him, and then I actually saw him wrestle, and I'm like, I never want to see this guy on my TV again. Well, yeah. Isn't that Nicholas? Well, yeah, same thing. I don't know why, I just thought about the story that Hornswoggle told, where he said when the first time he met The Rock thought that he was a Make-A-Wish kid. Like, that would be Marco's Stunt, like if, somebody big ever met him, like, are you okay, little fella? And it's like, oh my god. What's the appeal about Sammy Guevara? I don't get it. Hmm? Yeah. It's I just like I think AEW's kind of been the worst thing to happen to wrestling lately, and let me explain why. Which is just it's just like months before this company even existed, you already had people proclaiming it as it's going to put Vince out of business. It's going to be the next big thing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And God forbid if you had 1 ounce of criticism about any, even if it's like something fair. I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think the WWE will ever go out of business because they're already too. What's the word? They pretty much have their feet planted in the ground. So there's really no way you can take that company down. It can be unpopular like it is now, but it's never going to go out of business. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So let me run something by you. I don't know if you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast. I mean, I kind of do, and I'm kind of like 50-50 with Jim Cornette. I like some things he says, and then there are just some days where he just kind of gets on my nerves. But he kind of hits it on the mark every now and then. Where a fan had asked him, I forgot what the question was, where he basically ended it with he thinks the company would be better off with Triple H in charge rather than Vince McMahon. What do you think about that? What do you think? Do you think he's right, or what do you think? Hmm. Well, I mean, I've always been one of the few that didn't like hate Triple H's guts. Like you just said, you can't deny that he can go out there and work. Yeah, because I remember, it was when the draft first started, and then Triple H was, held the big gold belt, the World Heavyweight Championship. I look at all those opponents that everybody looked back and thought, oh, he should have dropped the title to Van Dam or Kane, or let. I think they should have given Book, the strap. Maybe not long term, but they should have let him win that, and then have him. I say it more as like that storyline with Booker T and Triple H, where Triple H, was calling him like not alfalfa, but buckwheat, and he they tried to kill Goldust and gave him a stuttering problem for some weird reason, and I don't remember. I remember he did another interview, but I don't remember that one. Okay, yeah. That one I remember. I remember listening to that clip because he's just trashing Terry. But you're right about that because again, we all want to shit on Triple H, but it's just like compare him to RVD, compare him to RVD. Who do you think looks more like a traditional wrestler? Well, I mean, the rumor was that Triple H kind of supposedly tried to sabotage him. But yes, Scott Steiner. I was hyped when he came in, but all the especially when he came in at the Garden at Survivor Series, the whole place went ape shit, and then after that, it just kind of died down after that. Because and then he wants to blame Triple H and for some reason Stephanie for it. I have no idea why because he wasn't even on SmackDown, but yeah, what were we talking about? Fuck. Oh yeah, Triple H in charge. I think it would work because Vince clearly needs to go away, and not like with Alexa Bliss, go away for a little bit. No, he needs to permanently go away. Like he clearly should not be running a company anymore. I kind of suggested that, I think, either the week before or last week, where I said, I don't want to say that, come on. I mean, I'm a dick, but I'm not that much of a dick. Well, that's not entirely true. I think the only way for Vince to not be in charge is to die. Because he's not going to let this company go. So, and I also think with Triple H, the one advantage that he has that the Vince doesn't have is he thinks like a wrestler. He knows how the business works. He's currently running NXT and successfully, I may add. Vince has never thought like a wrestler. Vince has never looked at wrestling as a wrestling business. He's always went on record being adamant saying, what I do is entertainment. I'm not doing a wrestling business. I'm not running a wrestling business. So, like, scenario, what if Wrestling Soup and DTKC work for the WWE? Mm-hmm. If it was up to Joey, he would just fire everybody. How so? Ugh. Really? Yeah, it was 3 years ago, but Yeah, I mean it was like that when that whole incident happened where Nikki or not Nikki, Bree almost caved in Liv Morgan's face, and only one person had the balls to actually call out Bree, and that was Steve Austin. And if everybody else just like even Jim Cornette of all people said hey, shit happens, it's wrestling. And probably the most annoying one out of the bunch was Paige, who just chastised the other girls, even Liv. It's like Liv almost fucking got killed out there. But yeah, and before that she was like getting hurt, like she would do suicide dives, and was it she almost got caught on the ropes when she almost dived out, or she hit her head or something. Yeah, she I don't ever want to see a Bella or just Bellas in general in a ring again. Yeah, I mean, isn't she like officially retired? Which, which, thank you, Rhonda. If we have to start a thank you, Rhonda chant, that would be it. Thank you, Rhonda. But yeah, well, what'd you think about NXT last night? Yeah, I was a little let down by them because I was especially thinking about, is Becky gonna come out? Is Bayley gonna come out? Are we gonna see more tag teams come out? Are we gonna see, just anyone in general? I mean, I was fine with the match. I mean, I thought it was a nice match, even though it ended in DQ, or I think it ended in DQ. But yeah, I was looking to see more people come out. I I think that's going to happen. I think that's either going to happen at the last second, which I think. I mean, that's not something I want to see because I'd rather see Dakota Kai as a sympathetic babyface. But I think that might happen at the last second, like at the show. And try not to throw up in your mouth when I suggest this, because I think this might actually happen. It might be reminiscent of when Hogan joined the NWO, and not. Yeah, like, Shayna's team would come out, and then you'd have, like, I guess a random interviewer would be like, hey, where's your fourth person? And Shayna just says, oh, she'll be here. And then when it looks like, the other team's getting their asses beat, or they're about to win, you see Dakota come out, and then she turns on Tegan. Or what? Not Tegan. Tegan Knox, there you go. And she ends up being the last person in Shayna's team. So. Yeah. Yeah, but if it's Ronda, you know damn well that Shayna's team is going over. Because as much as I like Rhea, Ronda would beat the fuck out of Rhea, and so would Shayna. Or who would be another interesting choice, and I mean, I don't know how you'll feel about this. I don't know how you feel about her, is Scarlett Bordeaux. I mean, she's not terrible in the ring. She's passable. I mean, she's a lot better than what people would assume she'd be in the ring. I mean, she's a good talker, and obviously she looks good. She's better suited as someone that should be a heel. Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past WWE to start someone that quick, especially if it's someone that has, the kind of buzz that she has. So, but yeah, I think Dakota Kai will be the final member. I mean, just the writing's on the wall. Yeah, because like I had NXT on, my girl was asking me, did AJ ever go to NXT? I was like, no, they just shot him up to the main roster because he already had a long ass career before he came to WWE. I wouldn't. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of like resentment, but well, also because I think AJ's a bigger name than Rude and Joe. Yeah, because I remember he had that match with Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom, and I think that's when Nakamura came to NXT. I mean, I don't follow it that much either, but like I just remember it because I follow a lot of wrestling pages, and stuff seems to pop up on my screen. So, yeah, but I mean, I think AJ's had a much more successful career than Joe. Hmm. Like speaking of CM Punk, do you ever think that CM Punk, like after he leaves, he sees guys like Joe and AJ and other guys showing up in the company, and he just kind of goes, "Fuck, are you kidding me?" Like I leave, and that's when you decide to sign all these guys. It's like, I mean, can you imagine a program in WWE with Punk and AJ? I mean, and supposedly there's like real heat between them. You cut out a little bit. What'd you say? Yeah, man, I don't know the basis of it. I just know that there was like a tweet that somebody sent to Punk where there were like an autograph session, and somebody was like the kid was wearing a CM Punk shirt and asked AJ for an autograph, and AJ said, "Not if you're wearing that shirt." And then Punk just all he replied with was, "Jealousy's a sin." I've always liked Punk. It'd be nice if he did come back and wrestle. I mean, because with all this buzz about him supposedly coming back, either have him return at the Rumble or the night after Mania. I, I doubt CM Punk. If CM Punk were to return, I doubt he would go to AEW. Yeah, especially at the first All In, because the talk was that CM Punk's going to show up, Daniel Bryan might show up, such and such might show up, might show up, Goldberg might show up for some weird reason, and none of that ever happened. Like CM, and I like DDP, but no. Mm. Hmm. Mm. That sounds like a win-win right there, especially. You have his number? That's crazy. I've always been a DDP fan. Like, obviously, back in WCW, I think, him and Goldberg were the only two guys I liked. I was, the biggest fans of them. And I remember my mom, she bought me like this kit where you dress yourself up as like your favorite wrestler, and it was a DDP kit. And it had like his vest, and it came with a belt, and it had like a fake wig. And I think my mom still has a picture of it. I was always a big fan of his. I was stoked whenever they put the strap on him. I was even more happy when he came to WWF, and then that didn't work out the way we wanted it to. Him. Yeah, that's the one thing that always like threw me off. It's like, I can't live without you. I love you, and it's just like, really? Like, can you imagine Kimberly going, hey, you want to do something tonight? I can't live without her. I need her. I need her Sarah Jessica Parker looking face next to my face. Yeah, like, is he the only wrestler that you ever been around or hung out with? Mm. Mm. Oh yeah. Mm. No. Like, like when that happens? Like, what is going through your head? Like, is this seriously happening? Am I dreaming? Oh no, I mark out. I mark out a lot. Oh man, like going back to the funk story. Like you said, the whole time you're like calm, cool, collected. When you get home, are you just like going ah? Like you're just running around the house like I got to Terry Funk broke down a match with me. Hmm. Yeah, he's the one with the blonde hair, right? Okay, just being sure. Man, that's insane. That's insane that you've been that close to the business and you're still like you're at the point where you're like, hey, I have DDP's phone number. You know, it's no biggie. Oh man. All right, what were we talking about? We were talking about NXT, I believe, and then we just yeah. Oh no, I do the same thing. I do this. No, you don't have to apologize. That's what makes the show interesting. Um, Fuck, I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. So like the main topic at hand. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it a main topic, but the Cody promo from last night. The apparent the Colonel Sanders. I do declare, boy. Something wrong with that boy. So, but it really can we just talk about the whole suit thing? Like, it really throws me off that you see him running to the ring to kick ass, but he's still in a suit. I mean, Daniel Bryan's cut that promo at least 5 times, at least like maybe 5 to 6 times in his career, and Daniel Bryan has yeah, like I mean, well, he cried when he retired, and he cried when he came back, and you know, because it makes sense with Cody. What's he crying about? I don't get it. But yeah, the pro. Yeah, that the whole. I didn't get that vignette. Maybe it's because I'm not paying attention to the show all that well or the characters, but I didn't get that promo or that whole vignette. Yeah, it's just I don't know, but yeah, the whole Cody promo, I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was very over the top. The crowd seemed to eat it up, but then again, you know, they would love anything Cody does. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say about the show, you know, from last night was that the vignettes setting up the matches made it interesting. You know, with the whole vignette between Moxley and Omega, you know, I have no doubt in my mind that will be a show stealer, you know, easily. Yeah, I mean, because I think that's always been, you know, AEW's weakness is that nobody knows who any of these people are. You know, like not just AEW, but TNT should have really put out vignettes on like their YouTube or you know even the show, you know, highlighting like you know say like someone like Jungle Boy, for example. Yeah, I mean, and again, you know, surprise, surprise, not everyone knows who Kenny Omega is. Not everyone knows who the Young Bucks are. So run vignettes on them. You know, what is it? Ah, dum dum. That was good. That was good. That was good. Um, he calls him Kenny Olivier. Yeah, I'm not the big. Yeah, I've said it before. I'm not a big Omega fan. I don't. I guess I don't want to sound like an old timer, even though I'm 30. But it's like I see Kenny Omega. I'm like, okay, he's got the talent. I just don't see what everyone else sees. Because like for yeah, like my when I put on AEW after NXT because my girl hadn't seen it. She'd never seen AEW at all, and she sees Kenny because she knows who Kenny Omega is because she's seen him before. Because when we used to have Access TV, she would see him whenever Access TV would show NJPW, so she knows who he is, and she sees him. And I said something about him, but I'm forgetting what it was. And she said, "Yeah, he has weird hair. I don't understand the hair." I'm like, "Well, he's a video game guy in an anime guess. I guess that's why." And then her sister goes, "Yeah, anime fans know that that's not how your hair is supposed to look." Yeah, because like I tried the whole channel flipping thing and it just got tiresome. Because like I have YouTube TV, so I would have NXT playing on the big screen TV, and I would try to watch AEW on my phone. But I was just like, yeah, this is just getting tiresome, and that's why I moved the show to Thursdays because I thought, wrestling's on Wednesdays. I have something to talk about. And then as soon as the shows would ended, I'm just like fucking beat by the time I start my own show because just I'm having a hard time paying attention, to one show. And so I decided to just move to Thursdays so that way I can watch NXT on Wednesdays and then watch the other show, early in the day on Thursdays. So. But yeah, like yeah, I finished both of them last night because I have AEW and NXT saved to my DVR on YouTube. So literally, as soon as NXT's done, I just flip over to AEW and then I rewind it and then rewatch the show. But yeah, Kenny Omega. For example, I saw his match with Phoenix at was it not MLW, but AAA, I think. Yeah, it was a good match, but I personally preferred Phoenix over Kenny Omega. It's just an opinion, guys. Shocking. Uh, really? That's interesting. So, do you think there's any truth to? I mean, because I think one of the Young Bucks already, kind of shot this down. But do you see them having a relationship with NJPW? All right, so a couple questions about NJPW. So, with the whole them moving to the states, what do you think? What when you hear about that? Do you think that that's a good move? Hmm. Yeah, I always hear good things about their state shows because I remember. I don't know if it was like. I don't. I mean, someone can correct me. I don't know if it was like the first time NJPW's ever been in the United States, but this was like about like a year ago when they had like their big tournament for the U.S. title, and they were in Cali. And from what I heard, the shows are actually pretty good. And I did end up watching it when it was well, it's still on Access TV, but that was when it I think first premiered on Access TV. Correct me if I'm wrong. And again, the shows are pretty good. The people took to it pretty quickly, and they liked what they saw. And also, second question, since we're talking about Access, Access also has Impact Wrestling. Do you possibly see maybe a relationship between NJPW and Impact? I don't have access, because YouTube TV doesn't have access. Because I was only able to watch Access because I had, Sling. And we ended up switching to YouTube because YouTube had better channels for us. And YouTube doesn't have access. But I watch, the Impact shows through YouTube. Like, I'll watch, highlights where they'll take the entire show and condense it into, 15 minutes. And so far, I like what I see. I like the match with Callahan and Cage for the title. That to me that kind of diminishes his credibility, in my opinion, because the whole thing about the Joey Ryan spot, do you think people are just afraid to say no to it because they think they'll be kind of ostracized from the kind of current, wrestling fan or people in charge of the business because they don't want to be thought of as, oh, they're too old school. They don't want to do what's best for business. I'm just saying, how people kind of think now, because people are like, oh, well, people like it, so that's all that matters. If, a guy like Shamrock, were to say, no, I'm not going to do that, that's going to make me look weak. Do you think he would kind of get pressured into going, oh, well, are you a homophobe? Do you think that's gay? I thought you were going to say, hey, man, you want to grab my dick? She didn't end up touching his dick, did she? Yeah. I'm not a Joey Ryan fan. I'm not really going to get into it about the whole dick grabbing thing. I've kind of already made my peace with it. I like you said, he's a disgrace. It's stupid. I here's a, it's like the first time I kind of saw the dick angle was at the first All In, where Adam Page and Joey Janela. This is the first time I've ever seen them wrestle, like, at all. And they went out there. Oh, yeah, I love Adam Page. I think out of the whole Elite people, he's the one that is less annoying, and I can see him being a star. I can see him being on WWE television and doing just fine. But yeah, it was Page and Janela, and they just went out there and had a great match. And I'm just thinking, this is a way for, if like Vince or like a WWE scout is watching, like a William Regal, can see that and go, we need to sign these guys as soon as their contract goes up. And then Joey Ryan came out with his weird Undertaker Dick Druid thing. As I'm watching this, my girlfriend my girlfriend walks into the room and she sees it and she's like, what is this? And I explain it to her, and I'm keeping a straight face and explaining it to her as to why this is what it is. And she gives me this look like, why do I continue to let you touch me? I'm like, I was in disgust. I'm like, and I laugh at stupid shit, but I wasn't even laughing at this. I was just like, wow, way to bury a promising young talent. You know what I mean? But it's just like, yeah, I guess we can move on from Joey Ryan. Yeah. Wait, which one are you talking about? Oh yeah, Joey Ryan. Yeah, way to not just bury Adam Page, but to also kind of bury Joey Janela. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, because I think that was a possibility even at All In, but maybe All In had to happen for it to be a possibility. Yeah, I mean, also isn't like the urban legend that Ring of Honor, funded All In. Really? That's a nice looking couple right there. Like how's he like? Oh yeah, makes sense. Because I know my brother, same thing happened to him because he used to live out in Austin for a bit, and where he lived like, I wouldn't say in like the rich part of Austin, but I guess in the nice part of Austin, because he said he lived by Willie Nelson, and he would go to like the local grocery store, and he saw the Undertaker there. Like he would frequently see him there, and he noticed that he was always like real nice to people, and that he'd always sign autographs. And he went up to him and said, "Hi, I'm a big fan." And he said, "Do you ever miss it?" He's like, "To be honest, I just go back for the money." Mm. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because I always used to have that mindset of like, oh, well, celebrities should be grateful that they have fans. But then I realized, you know what? I know how I am. Like, I'm a mix between antisocial and introverted. I don't like being bothered either. Especially like an old job I had where I worked at a grocery store. Even though my job was to help customers, I would still get pissed off when customers asked me for help. Like, I wouldn't, like, cuss them out or anything. it would just be that mindset of like, I got work to do, and this old lady's asking me for advice on a department that I don't even work for. So it's like, I don't know, bitch. It's like, can I get some help over in produce? You could go fuck yourself. You could have a nice big old bag of get the fuck out of my face. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I wouldn't want to be bothered either. I guess the more appropriate way was, I guess, to just like nod at them and hopefully they nod back. Did we just become best friends? Yep. You want to do karate in the garage? Yep. Oh man. But yeah, speaking of Nick Aldis, are you a frequent watcher of NWA? Were you a fan of his when he was Magnus in TNA? I feel bad because I haven't watched the past two shows. I mean, they're only an hour, so I can just knock it out in like a day, or not even a day, but or 2 hours. If you want to be a mathematician about it. But I really do like the show. I've been singing its praises. I like it because it's just a simple concept. It doesn't try to go above and... I mean, it does go above and beyond, but it's not like, WWE's whole thing is, we need to have LED lights, we need to have big cameras, we need to have a big stadium, we need to have a big Titantron, we need to have a big wrestling ring, and let's have Seth Rollins cut 15-minute promos. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess you could say he's partial to it. It's kind of like, I guess we can use it as an example. It's kind of like with Marvel movies. There's people like me who love the shit out of them and are invested in them. And then, there's, people like, my friend Andre who, he's not as invested in them, but he'll watch them because he likes them. He likes, he's a movie buff like me. But he doesn't have that sentimental feeling to it of like, were you crying at Endgame like everybody else was? It's like, I wasn't crying. I thought it was okay, but I wasn't crying. It's like... Well, people were more crying, because obviously, spoilers for everyone who hasn't seen it, Iron Man dies. Well, you got to say that because there's always going to be that one idiot like, hey, I haven't seen it. Dude, it made over $2 billion. It already surpassed Avatar. Like, if you haven't seen it, go fuck yourself. Like, it's that simple. But, the whole movie was an emotional fest. It was emotional from top to bottom. The whole thing with Iron Man, and his family, and then he had Cap. That yeah. Well, they needed to be in the first one because it was called Infinity War, and so it made sense for everybody to be in it. And it also made sense for not everybody to be in Infinity War because, you didn't have Hawkeye, you didn't have Ant-Man. So, and then, you have Endgame, so now you can bring in more characters because now you have fewer characters. So, but, yeah. Not even the Christopher Reeves one? What do you... What do you think the problem is with DC movies? Like, why do you think they can't really hit the mark that Marvel seems to hit? At the end of the day, whether it's DC or Marvel, they're always going to have my money. I mean, obviously, Marvel is head and shoulders the best one between the two. I think what DC's problem is that when they first tried to start this whole universe, they decided to play catch up rather than keep up. Yeah, that makes sense because with Marvel, it's like you can name 100 characters. You can name like 50 or 100 characters that are from most popular to not least popular, but like people know them. With DC, they have more household names. They have Batman and Superman, Wonder Woman, and Flash, Aquaman. Yeah, exactly. Interesting enough, there was a study done where people weren't as interested in Batman and Superman in the Justice League. They wanted, or that not wanted, but like they were more interested in seeing Aquaman and the Flash and Wonder Woman because as much as I love Batman, anyone that knows me knows me. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a Batman mark. I have Batman everything. I have a Batman scarf and a hoodie and just boxers. No lie. Socks. But he's been too overexposed because we didn't even really get to see Ben Affleck really touch the character, and supposedly his vision of his own Batman solo film was supposed to be Arkham Asylum, supposedly, and I mean I guess it's because of age or his personal problems, but they're going with Pattinson, which so far the movie looks like it's going to be pretty solid. It's supposedly going to be based on Long Halloween. And, that... Go ahead. Mm. Yeah, and it's funny that you brought up, Keaton's Batman and the second Batman. That was the first movie I remember actually ever seeing in my entire life. Because I remember I was at a daycare. I think I was maybe like 4. I think I might have been 4. I'm sorry, dude. But with Drago, that's that's my favorite Rocky of all time. I must break you. If he dies, he dies. But yeah, he's not soft. He's made of metal. But if I can change, we all can change. Everyone can change. But yeah, that Batman. That was the first movie I remember seeing, and then skip to the cartoon, which it still holds up to this day. Like I can watch that and like I can enjoy the shit out of it. And obviously there was Batman Beyond, and then the other shows like The Bold and the Brave and Beware. Was it not Beware? Well, there was one called Beware the Batman, but that didn't last that long. And yeah, like just Batman's always resonated with me because technically he is not a superhero. He's more of a street level hero, and those are the heroes that I tend to more resonate with. Yeah, he's a street level hero with super soldier serum. Guys like Daredevil, Moon Knight, Punisher. Those are the ones I kind of gravitate towards. Not to say that I don't like enhanced beings, but I resonate more with the ones that don't have powers, that rely more on their intellect and their strength to get by. Yeah, I mean, because like Batman could be believable. A billionaire. Yeah, exactly. Maybe not Daredevil. I don't know about that. Maybe not Moon Knight, but Dusty Joker? Yes. Well, I mean, I haven't got a chance to really talk about it on the show because I didn't really have anyone to talk about it with. But I thought it was something that you can't really prepare yourself for, and when you watch it, you're not too sure how to react to it. But I mean in a good way, because if you're looking for fights and action and enhanced beings and explosions, this is the wrong movie to go to. This is a period. This is a not a period piece. It's a character movie. It's about characters. It's about somebody and I compare it to the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas. It's about somebody that could exist. It's about somebody that just had a bad day. Oh yeah, I wasn't too sure how to prepare myself for it, because a lot of people's like the snowflakes were like, oh, it's just a way to sympathize with the villain. It's like, actually no, we're sympathizing for the guy not to become a villain. Like, oh, I heard. Yeah, because we were at. I don't mean to cut you off, but like I'll let you get to your point. But like when I was at the draft house, I don't know if you have draft houses over there, but whenever you go to a draft house, they'll have like kind of like an old school feel. Whatever movie you're seeing, they'll show like clips or commercials that relate to the movie. And because I'm watching the Joker, they're showing like the history of Jokers and stuff, and they're showing De Niro's work like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, and they actually showed a trailer for King of Comedy before the movie started. But go ahead. Oh no, he's getting nominated. Like that's for damn sure. He's getting. I don't know if he'll win. Maybe he could, but like he's going to get nominated. That's for damn sure. That movie's going to get nominated. That was funny as shit. That was so amazing. Like, okay. What was your and again, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it. The twist at the end. Well, I mean, it wasn't at the end, but like in the middle of the movie. Not Bruce Wayne. The scene where he's in, where you realize that it's all in his head. When he goes into not Zendaya, but Domino from Deadpool. Like he goes into her her house, and she's like, "Wait, what are you doing in my house?" Yeah, and the funny thing was, like, I remember while I'm watching that movie, I'm thinking, yeah, this whole romance thing is kind of weak. Like, I don't care for it. And then I realized why. I'm like, oh, because it's not real. So, and yeah, like, I don't have a problem with him being older than Bruce Wayne because it kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess when you look at continuity, the Joker was supposed to happen while Batman's becoming Batman. So, I mean, it's kind of like the whole Gotham thing where it's like Bruce Wayne's growing up and all these villains are becoming villains around him. And, well, the first time I saw, but oh yeah, I mean, I expected that to happen. As soon as they were walking out of the movie theater, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna. I mean, even before that, I'm thinking in my head, this movie has to end with him somehow being involved with killing the Waynes. But before that, I don't know if you played the game, the Batman Telltale series. Yeah, it's basically like the Telltale series in general. They'll take like different characters and stories and do the whole choose your own adventure type deal, where it's like, for example, if you're talking to like Catwoman and she's talking to you as Batman and she'll ask you a question, you answer it. Whatever your answer is, it'll say Catwoman will remember what you just told her. And then later on in the story, that comes up. So they're very story driven. They're not like, the Arkham City games where they're all about action. It's a very story driven game. But in the first Telltale game, that's how they brought out Bruce Wayne's parents, because the plot of the story is that they bring in Vicky Vale. And what you don't know about Vicky Vale is that she's been running this, evil. I mean, I guess it's evil how you want to look at it, because in the villain's head, they're always going to be the hero. But they're running this group of like vigilantes that are trying to take back Gotham or take over Gotham, and the Waynes have something to do with it because what's going on? Okay, but yeah, the Waynes had something to do with it because the Waynes were working with Falcone and like the crime lords of Gotham, and then you come to find out that Thomas Wayne had this image of I'm a nice guy, I'm the pillar of Gotham, I'm amazing, yada yada yada, but I'm also a piece of shit because I'm working at Arkham Penit or fuck, I'm working at Arkham, and yeah, Arkham Asylum. There, I forget things when I seem to ramble on. He's working at Arkham Asylum, and he'll put people there even though they're not sick because they fucked with him. And Vicky Vale's mom was one of those people because she wouldn't sell him her land. And there's literally a part in it where Batman's watching like a video of Thomas Wayne committing her, to Arkham. And he literally tells her, I always get what I want. And if you're not going to give me what I want, I'm going to make your life hell. So he ends up committing her to Arkham, and Vicky Vale has to grow up an orphan and growing up in abusive, foster homes. And, she obviously can't go after the Wayne, so she goes after Bruce. And makes Bruce's life a living hell. And I thought that storyline was really interesting because I'm like, yeah, we never really knew much about the Waynes. We just knew that they were just Bruce Wayne's parents and that they're supposedly good people. And now we know that they're kind of shitty people. So that makes the storylines interesting. So yeah, Joker. Just possibly it might take over The Dark Knight as the best DC movie that they've done. What was that? So, what's your overall opinion about Pattinson being Batman? I mean, I went on record. I defended Affleck. I thought he didn't get a fair shake because if you look at his performances, he was in team up movies. He never really got his chance to like really do the movie on his own. So I always defended him. I'm on the team of Michael Keaton's the best Batman. Val Kilmer, he wasn't terrible. He just had a shitty script, and then yeah, that makes sense. And then you got Clooney. It was interesting how you kind of pointed out, which is like, they were a good, such and such was a good Bruce Wayne, but they weren't a really good Batman. I really don't think a lot of people understand what that means because you can be a good alter ego, but you can also not be a very good hero. It's kind of like with the Spider-Mans. Toby was a good Peter Parker, but he wasn't a good Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland has been a good Spider-Man and a Peter Parker, in my opinion. I mean, with the Garfield kid, he was a good Spider-Man, but he wasn't a very good Peter Parker. With Tom Holland, he's kind of had that, that perfect mix of he doesn't look too much like a model. I mean, he's not a bad-looking kid, but he looks like a kid. He looks like a regular kid. Yeah, I mean, he has those genes to, when he's going to be 40, he's still going to look like he's 18. I think he's been the best Spider-Man and Peter Parker so far, in my opinion. Because he can pull off the quippiness that Spider-Man does, but he can also pull off that, that shy, innocent, kind of awkward, teenage personality that Peter Parker has. But it seems like a lot of people aren't too crazy about. It seems like a lot of people like Tom Holland, but they're always going to be loyal to Tobey. I mean, the first one's always going to have a special place in people's hearts, and a lot of people are going to say, the second one was always the best, and the third one tried. It's like how many times do we need to see Uncle Ben die? It's like we get it. It's sad, but I mean, I'm kind of with you. I mean, if they're going to continue to do these, more of these Marvel DC flicks, don't do any more origin stories. Just like start people off in kind of like what they did with Black Panther. Just put him in a team up movie and see how he does, and then give him his own movie. And then when in his own movie, it wasn't an origin story. Same thing with Spider-Man. You put him in Civil War, and then you gave him his own movie, but that was just a continuation of the character. That wasn't another origin story. So, I mean, eventually I think they're going to maybe touch base on it, but I'm glad they haven't done it already, because we don't need to see that ever again. I mean, at least for a while. I mean, in the Rob Pattinson Batman, it's like as I mentioned earlier. Supposedly they're gonna base it off of Long Halloween, and that's why you're hearing about all these villains and these characters being added. Because if anyone read the comic, the whole story is filled with his rogues gallery. I mean, I don't know how many they're gonna put it in because I wouldn't want them to put too many villains in it. You kind of want to just. Well, I mean, I think for now they're just going to keep Riddler and Catwoman, and supposedly they're going to put in Two-Face. But I mean, that remains to be seen. But I just hope they don't add too many villains in it. Mm-hmm. I mean, was he even around at that time, like in the comic books? I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because for a show like that, the whole base of the show was that it was more lighthearted. It was campy. It was lighthearted. And also how you're going to pull off Two-Face on that type of show. Yeah, that makes sense. And the talk is that, they're looking at McConaughey to be Two-Face. That's what I like about Batman. I get older, he stays exactly the same age. I have not. I probably won't watch it in theaters because I'll probably just wait till it maybe comes on like Netflix or DVD or Redbox or whatever. But you want to see it? What was your overall thoughts? Okay. So, yay or nay? I guess it depends on the movie. I'll be honest. I haven't been that invested in Terminator movies lately. I mean, Terminator 2 is probably the best one. But afterwards, they haven't been that great. Go right ahead, man. Hmm. So John Connor's not in this movie at all. No, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's usually how I am. I kind of agree, with the whole Me Too thing is forced, especially when they're putting it in TV shows and movies. But at the same time, I'm going to go there and watch it and judge it for myself. Like with the whole. It's like, I don't mean to go off topic, but we'll talk. We'll go back to talking about it in a bit. But it's like with the whole Captain Marvel thing, where everyone seems to despise Brie Larson, and I can maybe see why. I don't. She doesn't really bother me that much. And again, I can see why people don't care for her because me and her are the same age. Literally, we're literally the same age. Me and Brie Larson, and I think with millennials, she has that millennial attitude of, I want to fix everything. I want the world to be perfect. I want there to be, love and no war, A, B, C, and D. So I can understand why she is how she is. With the old Captain Marvel movie, I didn't hate it. It didn't bother me. I was the joke was that if you're a straight white male, you will hate this movie. And I'm a straight white male, and I didn't hate it. It didn't bother me. It didn't offend me in any way. So it's not one of the best ones, but I enjoyed it. But yeah, go back to talking about Terminator. Hmm. Hmm. That is accurate. That is very accurate. So overall, what was your if you had to rate the movie, what would you rate it? Please. So I'll compare it to the bad ones, the bad Terminator movies. So was it better than 3? All right, so yeah, 3, 4, and 5, which I haven't even seen 5, that Genesis ones. I thought the Christian Bale one wasn't that bad. I Yeah, I mean, because wasn't that kind of technically tied to the first one? I mean, I think the only negative press that surrounded that was the whole Christian Bale thing. Well, I mean, the funny thing behind that story was that do you know who Ralph Garman is? Ralph Garman. He's a radio host. He did that show though. He used to be on Spike. It was called the Joe Schmo Show, and he does Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith. So he had told the story of Christian Bale actually called into his show to discuss the whole situation, because before that Ralph Garman was like doing like parodies and gags of it, telling listeners, hey, call in, do your best Christian Bale impression. And so Christian Bale actually, he caught wind of it. He thought it was kind of funny. So he called in and said, hey, I'm Christian Bale. And Ralph Garman's like, yeah, sure you are. And then while he's talking to him, he realized, holy shit, you are Christian Bale. And then, Christian Bale just said, hey, I fucked up. It was a dumb mistake. And he basically wanted people to realize I wasn't trying to bully this guy. This guy's like 6'5". The guy that supposedly bullied and cussed out, he's 6'5". He was in the army and he used to play football. So I couldn't bully. Yeah, it's like I couldn't bully that guy if I tried, because like I can just picture the situation of, little tiny Christian Bale, which I'm pretty sure you can fuck me up in a fight. Which I can just picture this guy who's like 6'4", 6'5", is having Christian Bale in his face cussing him out, and I'm pretty sure he's thinking in his head, I'm not going to beat the shit out of Batman right now. I'm just not. Like, it's not a good look. I'm just going to let this dude go off and just do his thing. And go ahead. I was already done. Wait, who was that one off? Oh my god. Oh man. I was gonna ask you something and then I just slipped my mind. Oh yeah, you told me this a while back when you said that you said Will Smith was just being a dick to you at your job. Like, was it just him or his people, or his? So what exactly happened? Just to clarify. Yeah. So like 2001. Okay. Mm. Mm. Oh, wow. Wait, what? Wow. I mean, I don't blame you. That's an. Yeah, probably. Oh my god, well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the card doesn't look that bad, but it's just like, it's literally everybody that's on the show. So, like, do you see them acquiring anybody in the future? Like any name? Yeah, I mean, because like they just tied down Orton, and Orton, was kind of like having fun on social media, saying, well, I mean, yeah, because they're gonna pay him a dick ton of money. I mean, I think at this point Orton could literally retire tomorrow and he'll be fine. I mean, he could maybe not go into acting, maybe be on a TV show and play like a tough guy or whatever, be on CSI or something. But yeah. Mm. Yeah. Last question, and this could be a a good way to kind of end the show. Do you think the internet has almost kind of been a what's the word? It's almost kind of damaged the wrestling business more than help it. Yeah, exactly. It's just I just wish there were more surprises. Like I don't know why people don't want to be surprised anymore. They the Hardys, because they tried their best to the Hardys tried to shoot it down, saying, "Hey, we're still signed with Ring of Honor. We can't show up. Sorry." Yeah, but and then when they showed up, it was huge. It was the biggest pop of Mania, and like I agree with you. It's the capability of surprises can still happen, but it's it works with guys that can get it, that get it. You know, Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty interesting because we haven't seen Carlito in ages. We haven't seen, yeah, I remember that one. But I mean, all in all, I'll just end it with this. I've been saying it for a while, even before the show came out. AEW's biggest problem will be that they don't have bigger stars. They need star power. They need guys. Yeah, you're right about that. The sexy heartthrob or whatever the hell you want to call him. Jericho. As much as I like Jericho, Jericho's not enough because at the end of the day, he's pushing 50. You're not going to put the company on the back of a guy who's pushing 50. You need stars. You need to either make stars or try and sign somebody. Yeah, because I honestly. Because I thought that was going to happen. Because with Hangman and Page, I was like, okay, are they going to continue to build up Adam Page, to the casual wrestling audience? Because he's a guy that can be a star. Like I said, he's a guy that could be ready for WWE television. And for whatever reason, they decide to have him job to Pac and I forget who else. And it's just like, you just have this guy in the fucking main event of, your biggest show. And now you're having him lose? And you're not even giving him a chance to fight back for the title. I don't get it. Well, no. And then he lost his horse. So that makes it worse. So, yeah, I mean, and I'll close it out with this. I just said that, but I mean, if real this time. But I never had a problem with Jericho winning because, like you said, it made sense. If you're moving to a national, television network, you need someone who's familiar that could, bring in people. But then, if you keep the title on him for a while, which it looks like they're going to have to, that makes you think, okay, who do they have that's viable? Because I'd rather them keep it on Jericho than Cody, because Cody has zero personality. Like, I'm sorry, I know he's like the Jesus Christ and your savior of wrestling, but he's not it. Adam Page needs work. They need to build him up. Kenny Omega needs to be built up for the American wrestling audience because, spoilers, not everyone watches NJPW. Not everyone knows who the Elite is or the Bullet Club is. So, yeah. Which I'm pretty sure my boy Conrad has bought plenty of those. Old tired. Anyways, plug your show, man. It's like someone's ears were burning. It's fun time. Absolutely, man. Thank you for accepting to be on. It was awesome having you on. And like you had mentioned in that tweet that you're interested in being on other shows. I'm putting out there. I would love to be on other shows. It's always fun being on other shows because it kind of takes the pressure off you having to be the host and having to run everything, because then you can just be there, and just like let everything come to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's always fun too. I have to be an asshole too, but I also have to edit everything after the show. So, anyways, Andrew, it was a pleasure, man. Take care. Take care, brother. All right, let's do some shout outs. Shout out False Count Radio. He just plugged his show. I think he said Sunday. Every Sunday. You said Sundays, Andrew. What? Okay, so there you go. And literally anywhere podcasts are found, like Google Play, wherever you can find it. You can also find them on the Rest of the Soup Network, along with me. You can find me on the Rest of the Soup Network as well. And also Wrestling Soup. They're about to come on in about an hour. Go to their Patreon just for $5. You can get all types of cool shit, like Global Balding with John Draper, another good friend of the show. Don, Tony, Kevin Castle. Every Mondays after Raw. Go to their Patreon. For $5. You can get cool stuff like Breakfast Soup with DT and Mish. Or even Dark Chronicles with Kevin Castle. And Trez, another good friend of the show. I'm trying to get her back on for a while. If you're into horror movies, Texas Podcast Massacre is the thing for you. They review movies of old and also as well as new. They review, A+ horror movies along with the D+ horror movies, and they make it entertaining. So we're trying to. We're not trying. I'm going to be back on for a third time. We're just not sure when. So, and Wrestling Court with Julian and Mark. You can find them on Spotify. There's so many other people. Trademark. Tyler the Trademark. Look for his show. Another good friend of the show. Ruben. Ruben Prime TV. Get up, my cat just tried to get on my laptop. No, get off. Ruben Prime TV podcast. He has his own website, and you can find him anywhere podcasts are put out. I think I have him on Spotify. And also, he's going to be on the show next week. So, breaking news. Ruben will be on the show next week. And thanks, Tyler. And if I'm forgetting anyone, I'm sorry. Support everyone's podcasts. There's a podcast for everything. If you like horror movies, if you like wrestling, if you like sports, if you like TV, if you're into gardening, there's podcasts about gardening. So just support everyone, show everyone love, and I will make sure to edit this show ASAP as soon as I get off here, and we will be back for. I'll be back next week, like I said, with Ruben. Same time, same channel. And that is it, guys. Take care, and try not to get into any trouble. Like, don't do anything I wouldn't do, and definitely don't do anything I would do. So, anyways, take care, guys. Peace.